Good afternoon and welcome to IT Carlow. I'm here with two of the head coaches from the recent FAI Schools Interprovincial Tournament, where the two lads, Stephen Quinn and Andrew Russell, were part of the Munster coaching squad. Big question, first of all, Andy, what were your feelings after the tournament?
Well, personally, I feel a great deal of pride to be coaching with the Munster squad, and we thought the girls did very well. You know, the results didn't go our way. We finished third in the tournament overall, but in this kind of tournament at this age group, it's not really about the results, it's more about the development of the players and how they got on. And we were really looking to give the players the experience of playing at an elite tournament with other elite players while under the watchful eye of the FAI Schools Under 15 management team. And we felt they did really well, and so I'm proud overall of the girls and myself.
Fantastic, yeah. And Steve, what about the preparation for this tournament? Obviously a lot had to be put in, a few weeks, months, maybe even years before this tournament. How did you feel you prepared for this tournament?
Yeah, I thought preparation was really well. I suppose preparation is key in anything you do. So we sat down at the start of the season, once we got the coach staff together, we put a plan in place, we done our assessments, got our assessments out of the way, done a 10-week block of coaching and working on different aspects of the game, so defending, attacking, transitions, and we looked then how we were going to set up in the tournament. So I think between that and the coach staff we had in preparations were really well. Leading up to the tournament then we had a good 2 weeks that we done. That was excellent, the quality was really good, intensity. I thought then going to the tournament then we were all set to go. Obviously, and like Andy said, sometimes results don't go your way, but the quality of the play, the whole lot from the girls was top class, and that's very evident from if you watch it over the weekend.
Fantastic. And Andy, obviously you being the far less experienced coach here, Steve's obviously been running these tournaments over the last 10 years. How do you feel? Do you feel you gained much experience from this tournament, or did you learn anything from the other coaches involved?
Yeah, I feel like I gained great coaching experience, especially when you're coaching with the likes of Steve. He's been around the block, and as you said, he's done these tournaments for a while, and he's a great teacher and a lot to learn from. And especially as Steve said, with the preparations, we did some really good stuff, presentations, defending, attacking, transitions, stuff like that. And it's really invaluable experience I'll take into the future and hopefully use with the Munster squads again in the future.
And you would hope to be part of these squads in the up and coming years again?
Hopefully, yes. If my coaching is improving all the time, I would love to be, yeah.
Fantastic. And Steve, now you've mentioned the quality of the players, and obviously the quality is improving year in, year out. What's the next step for the players after these tournaments? Where do they look to go? Where do they look to improve if they want a future in the game?
Yeah, like Andy alluded to, there's at the tournament there's obviously the Under 15 manager was there, there's other assessors there as well, looking at the players in positional, say, quality of player, attitude of done on the pitch. So from that tournament, then they go down towards Under 15 assessment for Irish team. Okay, so then they go for a 6-week assessment process for that. So there'll be 9 players from Munster after getting selected for that assessment process, and it'll be up near the highest of Connacht and Ulster and that as well. So from there now the players are going for assessments at the moment. They will up in Abbottstown under watchful eye of Richard Berkeley, the new appointed manager. And from there then hopefully we're hoping that we get 3 to 4 Munster players on the Irish team. And last year we had 1 player on it, so we're looking to get 3 or 4. I think the quality within the Munster group is really high, and I think pushing for that 3 or 4 place on the Irish team is realistic.
So the future is bright in Munster football?
I think I've been around a long time, as Andy said, in this region and in Munster itself. So I think over the last 2 years the strength has got massively increased over the years. Just the technical players, the amount of players that are playing the game itself, the girls' game is growing. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the world at the moment. So I think if it keeps increasing like that, I think Munster will be a force to reckon with in future tournaments.
Fantastic. And Andy, I have a quick question for you now. Looking back on the tournament as a whole, what do you feel you could have done better, or do you feel any afterthoughts that you could improve on?
For me, definitely with the goalkeepers, it took us a while to narrow down to the 3 goalkeepers we were going to pick for the tournament, because with the coaching staff, none of us were goalkeeper based. So it did take us a while to have a look at them and find out what we wanted. So for me, definitely get the goalkeepers done early next year, the next few years, and maybe get a goalkeeping coach in to work with them full time, because as I said, none of us were goalkeeper based and we sort of had to work with what we had. So.
And do you feel this was a letdown not having a goalkeeping coach on the camp for the whole tournament, or do you feel you worked well around this?
Well, we adapted to what we had, so whatever background myself or Steve and the other coaches had, we sort of used that to coach them ourselves, but definitely would have benefited to have a goalkeeping coach.
Fantastic. And just as a side note, lads, Steve, obviously a recent appointment of emerging talent down in South Tip and FAI Development Officer. Any thoughts on your new job, or what are you looking forward to improving in football in obviously that region and Munster as a whole?
Yeah, I suppose put a lot of time over the last couple of years in coaching, development, the whole lot, and it just kind of the job came up, I went applied for it, and I was delighted that I got it. So there's a lot of work ahead of me in South Tipperary, and also working with the Munster squads, regional squads, and hopefully down the line I'll get involved with Irish setup as myself, either coaching wise or managing wise. So that's what I look at the future for development of the overall game, looking at all different aspects of it.
And would you say for up and coming coaches like Andy himself, the only benefit here is practice, practice, practice?
Oh, it's practice. Practice is perfect. You have to do everything over and over again to make it work and worthwhile. So if you keep sticking at something, at the end of the day, you're going to get what you deserve.
Fantastic. Andrew?
Thank you, Kyle.
Stephen?
Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks a million. Back to you in Head Studio.